Hi, I'm Wubs, and ranked play has been my obsession as of late. Not the camo grind like a normal person, I had to grind so I could get plat. We are firmly there now, and that's not all. During this grind, I tracked 30 games. We were gonna do 50, but when I got to game 42, my computer decided it would be goofy. Fortunately, I had saved at 30, and to be honest, the stats didn't really change that much. Just some more wins and losses that are missing. The core of what I really wanted to talk to y'all about is perfectly preserved. And friends, you read the title. It is way worse than I thought it was. I recorded every last relevant detail of every game and even some irrelevant details just because I was curious. I even got my friends' details for reasons that, well, you'll see. Before I show you how much of an affront to God this game mode is, I do want to thank y'all for the crazy support. It means more than you know. Without further ado, I need to show y'all what we found. It is so wild. In the last video I made discussing what was good, bad, and horrible about ranked play, I give a very simplified rundown of how the SR system in Black Ops 6 actually works. The full truth of how the mode works is far more complicated, in a way that is quite literally beyond human comprehension. Let me explain. First, I need to fill you in on how this works exactly. The SR rank system does in fact base itself on how you play and how your teams win, but it also bases itself on a number of other factors. One of the craziest things about the rank system that I learned is that there is a hidden rank thing called HPR, and what HPR is the rank the game thinks you are based off of your stats from prior games. So if the game thinks you are a better player, you will gain significantly more SR per win. Just keep that in mind throughout the video because this is very strange and does not work as intended. Ranking up in Black Ops 6 is not just based on your overall skill, and it's not just based on how well your team can work together. It's also based on an arbitrary, automatic system that takes into account everything from your aim, to how you move, to your engagements, to what you ate for breakfast this morning. Got it? Does that register in your brain? Good, because in all honesty, it really didn't make sense in mine. Now, I've asked myself the question of how do I want to structure this video about 1,000,000 times by now, and I seriously have no idea. I have a list of bullet points to hit on, I have so many statistics, but I have no idea how to put this together in a way that makes sense. So what I've decided to do is follow the scientific method. For those of you who slept through science class, the scientific method is broken down into 7 major parts. There's the question, the observation, hypothesis, prediction, experiment, data analysis, and the conclusion. I'm gonna crack this game mode wide open and show you everything that's inside, because quite frankly, I like this game mode a lot and I really don't want to see it be killed by its own problems. My question when starting this was, is the ranked system really fair? Does it showcase how good or bad a player actually is, or is it just a symbol of what a computer thinks you deserve to the point where it will manipulate even your best wins to keep you there? In my observations, I noticed that while I would win a lot of engagements and I would consistently win my games, I would be second or third on the scoreboard fairly consistently as well. I also observed a few things that truly invalidate the mode in a way that I would have never thought about had I not seen them with my own eyes. My hypothesis is the ranked play game mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is not only not a proper showcase of skill, but it's a broken mess dictated by an automated system. My prediction is that if I was to track every aspect of my gaming throughout the grind, it would give me a clear-cut look of this arbitrary system in play, with plenty of evidence showing the cracks in this game mode's armor through undeniable, quantifiable statistics. Now comes the experiment, but honestly it wasn't much of an experiment as it was just looking at what was in front of us. The quote-unquote experiment works as follows. Myself and my friend...
I dumped a whole gallon of chocolate milk down your gas pipe in your car, buddy.
...would play 30 games together. Originally, it was gonna be 50, but old crappy computers, what can you do? Throughout these 30 games, this idiot would track all of their individual stats, their KD, score, and leaderboard placement, and I would track mine along with what map, what game mode, all the ranks in each lobby, the win-loss margin of the match, placement on the scoreboard, and most importantly, the SR gain and loss. We tracked all of these stats for 30 ranked games, and what we found solidifies this game mode not only doesn't show you how good or bad you are, it also just straight up doesn't work. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though. It's time for the moment we've all been waiting for, the data. Fuck it, whatever. On the screen right now is the full list of our game stats. You can take a moment to look through those yourself, but the first thing you should be noticing between these two is the absolute hate this game has for my friend. The HPR absolutely thinks they deserve to be in these shitbox ranks because just look at the differences here. At the end of all 30 of these games, I had made 352 more SR than my duo. Mind you, it wasn't like we were playing solo queue at all. We were playing together the entire time throughout ranked. The second thing I want to point out is how little of an impact ranks and lobbies made. Game 5 with 4 plats and 4 golds, with me still being deep in gold 3, made a plus 31 SR win, while my highest SR gain was a 45 in a lobby with a silver player in it. The margin of victory and loss is the real difference maker here, with HPR pulling you either which way. Also, KD means so little in the grand scheme of things as well. A 44 kill 29 death game gets me a plus 26 SR. Feels like it makes zero difference at all. Another thing to really look at here is just the spread of ranks. Like, it feels like there's so many different ranks all together, like we had a game with silver, gold, and plat all together. It really feels like that shouldn't be happening, and I hope they fix that soon. Here are some fun statistics for you. Here's the pie chart for the game modes. As you would expect, we got 70% hardpoint, 26% control, and 3% of our games, which means 1 out of 30 games, was search. The maps on our ranked grind kind of surprised me. I mean, I guess there was some recency bias with Hacienda recently being added as soon as we started tracking these. Skyline was our second most played map, and Protocol was the third. The least played map was Rewind, which, you know, bless God for that. That's all God. And if you were curious, here was our win-loss DC throughout the entire grind. This means it took Infamous 17 wins, 8 losses to not even leave the rank she was in. That is crazy to me. As much as I truly enjoy ranked play, there's only one conclusion I can come to, and the conclusion is my hypothesis isn't just correct, it's even worse than that. Mind you, this doesn't even include the non-tangibles. For example, remember in the last video where I said, there's no cheese strats that are fun when you do them, but the most frustrating thing on God's earth when you're against them. Well, don't you fret, you can bring any gun you want. Yeah, the original gun list, it's like putting a padlock on a glass door. You are not stopping anybody. Of course, there's a very simple exploit that lets you bring whatever gun you want. But don't worry, I'm sure they're gonna patch it out. It's been active for 2 weeks. Okay. Surely there's at least something to stop your team from trolling you. Team kills get no penalty, and you can get held and spawned by a troll. Also, if you want to leave that match, you get penalized. And if the troll leaves that match, you'll lose SR to the 4v3. The ranked play game mode in Black Ops 6 is at best an experimental trial for the future, and at worst a forgotten, lazy port from an old title. It's buggy, broken, and it is not worth the time I've given it, but it is very fun. Unfortunately, until it's fixed, the grind might have to go on the back burner, but I still love this COD, and it might be time for me to get back on that camo grind. What do you think of the stats? What do you think of everything we showed you, huh? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or am I just overanalyzing? Please do let me know. Otherwise, again, I just want to thank everyone for the support. It's been overwhelming seeing just what we've been getting. Next video is going to be on the most underrated Call of Duty ever, and y'all are not going to be happy about that one, I don't think. I'm not telling you which one yet, you're going to have to wait, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for giving me the time of day. Take care of yourselves.